So let's start to create now the next part of our Lollipop chart, and this is part 3. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're going to create a for each loop here. For every data point, we want to have the dot being shown. So let's start to look in how to do this. We're going to scroll down here, and then in here, basically this here could be in a simple for each loop. So we're going to say here. And what I want to do here is I want to access basically the data. And let's see, what do we need? We'll be using, and let me double check here, what I need is the data object. If I'm not mistaken, we are able to access the data instantly within here. But let me just test this, save that, refresh. And you can see here we have instant access to the data object. And this is very interesting because now we can use this and apply this immediately on our item here. So let's start to do this. So I'm going to say data, we can just data sets, and this is index 0 because we only have one data set, and data dot for each, and then we're going to say here data point, and then the index function error expression. And then what I want to do here is, of course, cut out this, put it all up here, and I guess this save could just be put in there. And this here properly indented. Let's save that, refresh. Alright, everything works just same. But now, what I need to do here is to figure out a few items. So the first thing what I want to do here is I need to check the x and y coordinates of these. To do this, there is a built-in functionality what we're going to use, or not even built-in. Well, these are some of the options. Let's say constant, and this is just an object destructuring basically, but we're going to get the x, the y, and the width. And let me just explain what I'm talking here before I even get ahead. Give a console log. So what I want to do here is, with this, I want to get the meta.data, and then we get, well, let's refresh. You can see here we get access to every bar element, basically all the information of each bar. It indicates the base, the x and y, and the x and y is basically this position here of each of these items, the width of the thickness of the bar, and a lot more. So what I want to do here is basically I want to get from every index in this for each loop, I want to get in here, well, let's do this needs to be basically like that, equals this. But then what I want to do here is I want to get, we say dot get props. Basically we're going to get these properties here, and specifically the x, the y, and the width. X, y, and the width. Alright, what's going on here? Am I having everything? The props. Oh, sorry, that's the issue here. Make sure you have here. Each of these are string values, of course. When I do this, I should have now access to this x value here. There we are, we get each of these. So now it becomes, of course, quite easy, because we can say here x and y, and probably here the width. But for the width here, we need to have basically the radius of the item. Or, sorry, no, my bad, it's not necessary. We're not working with a circle anymore. This is a rounded rectangle. So we're going to just put it like that. There we are. Alright, so this starts to work with one tiny exception. I need to move this a bit more to the right. And then here, maybe this here, the head size, let's make it slightly larger, but not too large. Alright, and I think maybe what we could do here, let's make this also a bit more narrow. That looks a bit more better, and maybe then we can, this should be twice the size. That looks far more logical for a stem and a head. However, look at the position of this. We need to make sure that the position is correct. So for the x, because I need to move it a little bit more to the left side, and what we're going to do is we're going to move it 50% to the left. So we say here minus, or yes, that is correct, minus the width divided by 2. Make sure we're going to give this a priority. Although probably will give priority, but just enforce the priority in there of the mathematics. And then I noticed that this doesn't really look good. And here's the reason why. Let me explain. We give this a multiplier with the head size. So what I want to do here should be like that. Now we are exactly in the center. So because it will depend on the head size, that's the size of the item. Of course, here is an issue. So if I go to the head size here, what happens if I say we have no head size? Now it is gone. I don't want this. I want a default head size in here. And of course, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do this.